I can't remember if anyone died or not. I know I didn't die, so that's the good thing.
Well, obviously,
Yeah, but
unless I don't know.
but yeah,
You're
man.
real.
I'm not AI. Trust me, I'm not AI.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Listen, we have an exciting topic for you all today. Um, so a couple years ago, Joseph went to India and he
Yes.
got himself into a dilemma. I
Several.
think he almost died. You
Several-
almost died.
Several dilemmas, actually. Like, some of the most scariest moments of my life happened to me in India. With that said, I love India. You know, I love the culture. The Indian people are some of the most hospitable people on earth. And I encourage everybody. You see a lot of videos saying don't go to India. Go to India. Trust me, it'll change your life. Now, with that said, let's jump right into this.
That's the first one.
The first one is the traffic in India. Now, babe, I don't know who taught Indian people how to drive, but hey, somebody needs a do-over. Because what I remember when I first left the airport in New Delhi, India, I thought I was about to have the big one. I thought, babe, that I wasn't about to have no kids. I thought I was about to die of a heart attack at a tender young age of 17. I didn't think I was gonna make it. It's like every 20 seconds, you think you're gonna be in the car accident. You're about to crash. And so, you know, you got cows and, you know, Indian people think cows are holy. And so you got cows wandering in the streets, you got goats and livestock and all this kind of stuff. And babe, it's just no type of order or a flow, organization to traffic. It's
So
just,
like people are just going into each other, like bumping into each other like that.
man, it's just it's just like a hustle. Like everyone, the traffic is just hustling, but surprisingly, there's not a whole lot of traffic accidents. So yeah, I give a shout out to y'all for that. Despite the chaos, you know, there are very few fatalities and accidents on the roadway. So that's the first thing that I want to address. The second thing is the assault rifles. Now, prior to going to India, I had only seen police and military personnel carrying assault rifles in movies. I had never seen it happen in real life until I went to India. Now, mind you, this is 2007, okay? So I'm still a kid, and things were a little bit different back then. So I remember I was going to the bank, and I was about to exchange US dollars to Indian rupees. So I was headed to the bank, and all of a sudden, I saw these police officers with the automatic rifles, AK-47s.
Wow.
And I was like, what in the world? I was like, am I living in a movie? Like, why in the world, like, what's going on around me? I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to figure out, hey, like, are we in danger? Like, are gangsters coming to, like, you know, take over the bank? All that stuff was just infiltrating my mind. But so that was the second scariest thing that happened to me, is just the shock of seeing these guys with assault rifles. Now, there was another incident. I got lost in India.
Yeah.
And
He told me this one.
guys, that was the most terrifying incident of my life. So here's what happened. So the guy who I went to India with, he was a good friend of my parents. His name is Sunil. And God rest his soul, he's passed away, but he was from the southern part of India, and he lived in the northern part of India. So he took his daughter and her friend and me on a tour of the northern part of India. And so anyway, it was one evening, we had dinner at his friend's house, and then he wanted me to go back to his house for whatever reason. Like, I didn't know, but he didn't want me to visit a friend of his I'm not sure. But anyway, it was like 10 o'clock at night. He put me on an auto rickshaw. Or no, not an auto rickshaw, but a bicycle rickshaw. And he gave the bicycle rickshaw driver instructions to get back to his house. Now, mind you, I don't speak no Hindi. And a lot of people in this area of India speak no English. Wow. And so before the bicycle rickshaw driver pedaled off, I asked Uncle Sunil, hey, this guy knows where to take me, right? Because there's a language barrier. And he said, oh yeah, don't worry. He knows all the landmarks. He knows, you know, trust me, you're going to get to your destination safely. And I was like, all right. And so the bicycle rickshaw driver pedaled for several minutes, and he stopped in front of a large mosque, and he got out and demanded his money. Guys, I knew then that I was lost. I knew, and we immediately started chatting back and forth. He started talking in English, and he started talking, and I started talking in English. He started talking in Hindi, and we were just having a conversation, but we didn't understand
each other.
We had no clue. And so finally I said McDonald's, and I pointed this way, and he started pedaling the way that I pointed. And so, guys, at this moment, I'm hyperventilating. Like, I'm praying to God. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't have a cell phone because this is 2007. And so, like, cell phones were like relatively new technology. And so, anyway, I'm praying. I'm like, God, if you get me out of this situation, like, I'll do anything. I'll tithe. I'll stop lusting.
Yeah.
I'll stop doing it all, Lord, if you just get me out of this situation.
Did you do?
Well, that's another story. But anyway, so we stopped after the rickshaw driver pedaled his bicycle for about 5 minutes. We stopped at a busy intersection, and this Muslim dude with a long beard came up to the rickshaw driver, and he startled me. This ninja scared me. I was like, Allah, where'd you come from? I was like, well, pardon my French, but anyway, he just came with this. He had a long beard and a skull cap, and I was just like, where in the world did you come from?
Wow.
And he just literally, he came from out of the blue. He started chatting with my auto rickshaw driver, and he started talking to me, and I said, "Nay Hindi," which means no Hindi. I don't speak any Hindi. And I assume he and the auto rickshaw driver, or the bicycle rickshaw driver, I keep saying auto rickshaw driver because in India there are two different types of rickshaws, but that's another story. So anyway, they started talking amongst each other in Hindi, and I think they were trying to figure out where to take me. And this whole time I'm praying, and I was like, Lord, please help me. Please help me get out of this situation. Trust me, like, I'm a volunteer at church. I'm going to participate in the youth ministries. I'm going to do it all, Lord, if you get me out of this situation. And then finally, I flagged a light-skinned guy out of the crowd of people who were walking. I thought maybe he looked like he was speaking English. He had a tie on. He had a suit on. And I said, hey, do you speak English? And he was like, yes, I do. And I said, I'm looking for Stanley Road. And he said, you are on Stanley Road. I was like, oh, my gosh. And so Stanley Road is a really long stretch of road in Allahabad, India. And so that's the place where my Uncle Sunil used to live. And so anyway, the driver, when he told me I was on Stanley Road, I nearly had a panic attack, y'all. Your boy, I was just like, okay, we're on Stanley Road. Where am I going to go after this? Like, what's going to happen to me? And I think the guy saw that I was getting distressed. And so he reassured me. He was like, buddy, it's going to be okay. We're going to make sure that you get to your destination safely. So he started talking to my bicycle rickshaw driver in Hindi. And then after a few minutes, he was like, okay, he's going to take you to this spot. You're going to be good. I was like, all right. And so my bicycle rickshaw driver paddled in the opposite direction. And he stopped at this chai stand where a lot of rickshaw drivers were drinking coffee. Coffee is like chai, and it's kind of like the same thing. And so, like, when he approached the stand where all the drivers were drinking coffee, all of these, probably about 7 or 8 rickshaw drivers came up from out of nowhere. And they just started chatting with me in Hindi. And I was like, no Hindi. And finally, they started saying Bible. And I was like, yeah, that's right. That's what I like to hear. Because, your boy does trust God. I do believe. And so, anyway, after a couple minutes later, like, we were off again, me and the bicycle rickshaw driver, and we pedaled. And we stopped at this seminary. And in front of the seminary, there was an armed guard with another semi-automatic weapon.
Wow.
And so I got off from the auto rickshaw driver's stand, or whatever you call it. And, he demanded more money, which I graciously gave him because he was a big help to me. Shout out to you. God, I don't know where you are, but thank you. And so anyway, I approached the guard at the gate and I said, I don't speak Hindi, nay Hindi. And the guard just opened the gate like he was expecting me and pointed to a large house on campus. And so I just went to the house on campus. I knocked on the door, and it was actually the president's house. And so, your boy got that VIP treatment. And so anyway, of course, the president of the college spoke great English, and he actually knew my parents' friend. Oh. And so he arranged for his personal driver to pick us up, and he took us back to my uncle Sunil's house. And so that was a very scary moment.
What happened though? Was your uncle at home by that?
Man, listen, Uncle Sunil, I actually passed him. I'm glad you brought that up because when we were driving back to his house, I actually passed him and his daughter on their moped. He was looking for me and he looked frantic. And so he was worried about me. And so, yeah, when I got back to Uncle Sunil's house, Uncle Sunil said, hey, you gave me a heart attack. I've already had a heart attack once. You almost gave me another one. And so he's like, don't ever do that again.
It's not you.
But it actually, yeah, that's what I said. Dude, listen, it's not my fault. You were the one who arranged for me to leave in the middle of the night without accompanying me in some foreign land. But anyway, I love you, Uncle Sunil. God rest your soul, bro. Okay.
That's exciting though. You have stories for life, literally.
I got one more.
Okay, go ahead, babe. We have time.
Yo, guys, I witnessed a terrorist attack. Let me tell you what happened to me. So I was leaving India, and I actually flew into London from New Delhi, and I stopped at the airport. And we had about a 5-hour layover. And guys, there was a terrorist attack at the airport. I kid you not. These terrorists, they drove their car into the airport. And my flight was delayed for 7 or 8 hours. Now, mind you, I don't have a cell phone. I can't call my parents. This is kind of like a primitive age a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is prior to all you youngins having these cell phones. So I was scared, guys. I was terrified. And then to make matters worse, there were two dudes, whoever, I don't know what the name of the London's Secret Service or whatever, but they actually took two dudes off my plane. They arrested two dudes that were on my plane. Wow. The dudes had long beards, you know what I'm saying? And they took them out. They escorted them off my plane for questioning. And so, guys, that was crazy. I was thinking, man, Lord, you didn't take me all the way to India for me to die here.
Die like that, right?
But, yeah, that was scary. But, guys, some of y'all might not believe I went to India, but actually, when I was in India, I met a famous Bollywood celebrity. His name is Abhishek Bachchan. And he actually signed my book right here. He and his wife, Ashira Rai, they had just gotten married, and they signed my book right there at the lower bottom. That's their signature, and these signatures, that's a famous Indian politician here in South Carolina and her parents. I know some of y'all have heard of Nikki Haley. So, yeah, I got some famous Indian signatures here, and I bought this book at the airport in London. So just prior to that terrorist attack I was telling you about, I picked up that book.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. Oh wow.
Yeah, guys, this is a really nice book.
I like it. So good.
But anyway, so yeah, those are the three.
No, well, 4.
Well, yeah, that's actually 4. Yeah, those are 4 most.
How did you end up? What happened about the terrorist situation? Did anyone die?
Oh yeah, so I don't know if anyone died. I can't remember if anyone died or not. I know I didn't die, so that's the good thing.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but
unless I don't know.
But yeah, man.
You're real.
I'm not AI. Trust me, I'm not AI. Yeah, but so anyway, when I got back to America, my parents, of course, were very concerned because I didn't have any way of communicating with them. And so I remember my mom hugged me tightly because the whole world was watching this terrorist attack. And so my parents knew that I had, I was in London at the time. And so, I remember when I got back, my parents just hugged me. And so it was a really nice moment. But anyway, guys, I love India. And, India, I got this, I like cricket. And prior to going to India, I never heard about cricket, but I became a huge cricket fan, and this is a Chris Gayle jersey, and so he's one of the best cricketers alive. So, all right, well, so thank you so much for listening, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on the next Pillow Talk episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love y'all.